That yawn your dog just did. It probably had nothing to do with being tired. In dog psychology, yawning is one of the most deliberate signals a dog can send. Norwegian researcher Turid Rugaas identified it as a calming signal, a message dogs use actively to manage tension, avoid conflict, and regulate their own emotions. Most owners completely miss this conversation. Today, you're going to learn exactly what your dog is communicating when they yawn, and it will change how you read them in real time. If you want to understand your dog's emotional language on a deeper level, subscribe now. Every week, we decode the hidden psychology behind canine behavior. So when does a yawn actually mean something important? There are three major situations where canine yawning becomes highly meaningful. The first happens when social pressure becomes too intense. Someone approaches too quickly. A child hugs the dog tightly. A stranger leans directly into their face, and the dog yawns. Most humans think the dog is calm, but often the opposite is true. The dog is attempting to de-escalate tension. They are signaling, "I don't want conflict. Please calm down." Dogs naturally avoid unnecessary aggression whenever possible, and calming signals help them prevent situations from escalating before they become dangerous. This is an ancient communication system, one that dogs use with each other constantly. When two unfamiliar dogs meet, you often see a sequence of these signals exchanged before either dog relaxes: yawning, looking away, moving slowly. Each signal says the same thing: "I am not a threat. We do not need conflict here." And when dogs use these signals with humans, they are extending that same language into their relationship with you. You'll often notice these yawns combined with turning the head away, avoiding eye contact, or slow body movements. These signals appear together because your dog is trying to lower social tension without confrontation. The next time you see your dog yawn during a hug or when someone leans over them, look closer. Look at the ears. Look at the eyes. Look at where the body weight is shifting. The yawn is rarely the only signal. It is usually part of a larger conversation. The second context is emotional self-regulation. Sometimes the dog is not calming another individual. They are calming themselves. Stress changes canine physiology rapidly. Heart rate increases, muscles tense, adrenaline rises, and yawning becomes part of the regulation process. That's why many dogs yawn at veterinary clinics, during loud environments, or immediately after stressful interactions. Think about the last time you took your dog somewhere unfamiliar, a new place, unfamiliar people, unpredictable sounds. Your dog was processing all of it. And if you saw them yawn in that moment, they were not bored. They were managing. And once you begin recognizing this pattern, you start noticing something remarkable. Dogs often yawn during moments humans assume they should be enjoying. Training sessions, excited greetings, busy social gatherings. Not because they dislike those experiences entirely, but because even positive stimulation can become emotionally overwhelming. The yawn becomes one way dogs attempt to stabilize themselves. The third context may be the most fascinating of all: contagious yawning. Many dogs yawn after seeing their owner yawn, and researchers discovered something extremely interesting about this response. Dogs are more likely to catch yawns from humans they feel emotionally bonded to, not strangers. They're humans. This is considered a form of emotional synchrony, a behavioral reflection of social attachment. very similar to contagious yawning between emotionally connected humans. Your dog may literally be mirroring your internal emotional state. Not mechanically, emotionally. And if you have ever yawned while sitting quietly with your dog and watched them yawn back moments later, that was not coincidence. That was connection. But not every yawn means the same thing. Context becomes critical. A stress yawn appears alongside tension. The body stiffens. The ears pull back. The dog avoids eye contact. You may notice repetitive yawning in a short period. But a relaxed yawn appears very differently. The body remains loose. Breathing stays calm. The dog stretches naturally afterward. These yawns often happen after peaceful interaction or in response to your own yawn while resting together. The yawn itself matters less than the emotional picture surrounding it. And perhaps the most important thing to understand is what happens when these signals are repeatedly ignored. Dogs communicate subtly first. Always. A dog may yawn. Turn away. Avoid eye contact. But if those signals repeatedly fail to change the situation, something important happens. The dog learns subtle communication does not work, and eventually the signals become louder. More obvious. This is one reason many people describe bites as coming out of nowhere. In reality, the dog often communicated discomfort long before escalation occurred. Understanding yawning helps prevent that breakdown in communication, because now you can respond earlier, more calmly, more respectfully. And ironically, this often makes dogs feel dramatically safer around humans over time, because they begin learning that communication works, that subtle signals matter, that they do not need to escalate to be understood. Your dog has been speaking this language since the day you met them, a language most people never learned to hear. But now you can. So the next time your dog yawns while fully awake, pay attention. Look at the environment. Look at their posture. Look at what happened immediately before. Because your dog may be telling you something important long before louder signals ever become necessary. If this changed how you see your dog, share it with someone who loves theirs. They may be missing this conversation every single day. And when they do yawn, don't dismiss it. Don't assume tiredness. Ask instead what is happening around them at that moment. What changed? Who arrived? What was asked of them? Because your dog has been answering those questions with their body every single day. You just now have the language to hear it.